you want to extract DNA from tissues or other body fluids from humans, there is a lot of different kits to use that's commercialized. It's easy to buy them, but it's depending on what you actually are looking for, what species you're looking for.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you looking for human genome DNA, or do you want to look maybe what's in bacteria, what's in fungi? There will be different kits.
Yeah.
And that also comes to how you will open up the tissue and the cells, because what's important is to get into the core to get hold of the DNA.
Okay.
Yeah. So today we're going to do the extraction from saliva. We have 2 samples here, and this is the protocol then we follow. Yeah. So first it says that you just should take everything out of the freezer and put it in room temperature. And then we are actually going into the kit with the lysis buffer and everything.
Okay.
Yes. But first of all, because this is something that should stay heating for a long time, so I will put the heating for let me see here, the heating block on at once, so it will get warm. So we don't have to wait for that. I think I need my glasses there.
Actually, in my sample, I'll be using tissue, okay, which is paraffin embedded and formalin fixed. So in that case, will it be difficult?
No, not really, because there is also very much, how should I put it? The methods today is much better than when I was doing this, because when I was doing this, I have to do this in different procedures. Like I have to take away the paraffin with maybe silane or and then afterwards put it into enzymatic breakdown.
Okay.
But today I know that there is kit that you actually do both these steps in once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also it's depending on whether you want to put it in the machine to take out with the magnetic pads to take out the DNA, or you just want to leave it in one solution and hope that it's clean enough. So that's also depending how your tissue is, how old it is, how it has been preserved, and everything. Is how you choose the methods to do this. 37 degrees for 1 hour. So I'm going to put on the heating block. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing?
This is not good. I'm just going to tell you afterwards.
Okay.
So now I've made something called sputasol. Here in the protocol it says it's depending on how many samples you have. So of course, since we only have 2 samples, I made the smallest amount and I diluted it with water. So now I'm going to put this sputasol into these tubes after vortexing, and then we have to have them for the heating block in 15 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do now. Oh, whoop.
You see it?
No. Oh. 300. You see here, this pipette takes actually a volume of 1 milliliter.
Okay.
So 300 will be 0.300.
So both of these are saliva?
Yeah. Because maybe a little too much in here.
This is 300 microliter, right?
But it was a lot. They were maybe a little too full. But I think it's okay. So now we have put this, add 300 to each sample, and then I should also vortex for 5 seconds.
Yes.
And then we should put it on the heating block. That's now hopefully is 37 degrees.
Okay.
And it should stay there for 15 minutes. It's actually, like say here, is something wrong with it. So when it's 37, it should stay on 39. And it says 15 minutes. So the time, here we adjust the temperature, and if we want to shake it, we adjust it here, and here is the time we want to leave it. And now it says 1 hour, but that's too much, so we should go down to 15 minutes.
So this 39 is actually 37?
Yes, yes. So we put it down all the way like this, here. And once we put start here, the time starts counting down. Yeah.
Approximately.
This is actually just to make sure that all the fluids go to the bottom of the tube.
So what fluids are these? What all they have?
This is the enzymes that we're gonna mix. It's different enzymes stick together. Yeah. And what's important now also is that to leave this cold, because since we made it a little bit in advance, it shouldn't get room temperature, because then the enzyme will start working, and we don't want them to work until they're into our samples. So that's why we're putting on ice here. And it's also important to get this back in the freezer immediately. Through the vials. for 13,000 RPM at room temperature for 8 minutes. So that's what we're going to do now. Okay. I can ask you, do you remember what we should put here?
I have to see it again. I count.
13,000 in. So first we have the minutes. No, wait. 8 minutes. Okay. And this is no say RCF, but we should have RPM. So it's this was RPM, isn't it? 13? RPM. 13,000. Should be like this. Okay. But now what I also need to do is to put the top on here. Now we should be ready to go. Oh. Yes.
I think that's should be down to 13 and start stop is on this.
God, you know. Så er det sånn, jeg blir så forvirret fordi at du filmer meg, Helge. Da blir jeg helt satt ut. Så vi ser, dette her var 13. 13
på den.
13 and here. Now what you say, we should just press start. And it's quite fast. That's why also it's so important that it's balanced. This is a pity actually, because I could use much less of this. But this is not that expensive, so we usually take the smallest amount. But you see, it's a lot just for the trash. We take our samples out. See here how pretty it is. Yeah. It's something there. At least. Yes. And that you can actually use later. If you put it in the -20, you can look for maybe proteins or stuff in this one. But we don't need that now, so we're just going to throw the supernatant away and continue with what's left at the bottom of the tube. So, let's see here. I think I need a bigger one. I'll put it in here now. This is now my trash.
Trash, okay. Good way.
Yeah. Try to avoid to have the stick all the way down to the bottom here, because then you can lose material. With PBS, and it's 250 microliters. And it says that we should pipe it up and down before we vortex it. Here's the PBS.
So we have mixed 250 PBS.
This is this is PBS. That's as a standard solution, so we always have.
Okay, so we have mixed mixing here also.
Here we are mixing. Now it's important to pipette up and down for all samples. So you can see at the bottom that it's loosened up. Okay, that's important now. It's a kind of a washing of the palette. You see there's a part here that won't, that's not easy. So I think we leave it here, and we have to vortex also afterwards.
So what if we just directly vortex it without doing this?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, you can try. I mean, you're allowed to do so. You can experiment. But this is, this is the protocol, so they probably have found that this is the way to do it. Yeah, it's better. And at least you should have some fluid into it before you vortex. Otherwise, it won't have any mission. You can see the same problem here.
It's not all here.
No, it's not. It won't loosen. So, but maybe this is a part that we are not supposed to get DNA from.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is,
Yeah.
So now it's vortexing. It says vortex for 15 seconds. I usually do. It's still something left on the bottom, some pellet, and it's interesting now to see when we adding the enzymes and see if this loosen up. Yeah. And some of the kits are also like they are both with enzymes, but also it's so tricky to open up the cores that you also have to have a mechanical part. So like a homogenizer, for instance, to shake it. And this kit is like this. It's actually, later you will see we put it into tubes that have a little stone in it. So we're going to have it in the homogenizer, and then it will shake so hard, and the stone will try to have a real fight in there to try to loosen up everything. And especially for bacteria and also fungi. Fungi can be quite hard and difficult to open. So I guess this is why, because this is especially for that type of species, this kit. This is for genomic and fungal DNA.
DNA.
Yeah, so that's probably also a reason why this is both with enzymatic and also with a mechanical way to try to open up.
And what if like some tissue sample or bone sample is there? That time also we require homogenizer. Suppose if there is a tissue sample. Yeah,
I haven't. Like me, I've been doing a lot of tissue, extracting DNA from tissues, and I have never used this homogenizer. No, I haven't. There is also, of course, many ways to do this for tissues, but if you have like paraffin embedded tissue, for instance, I never used a homogenizer. No, it only is enough to just use the enzyme. Yeah. So that's also why the kits are so different. Yeah. So now we are so far. We have come here to vortexing, and then I have already been making an enzyme cocktail here. And you see here is 4 different ingredients. So I made it into one tube here. Yeah, I put them on ice. It's important so it don't start working until we will. And then we're gonna add this to this sample and pipette up and down and vortex some, and then we're gonna leave it on 37 degrees with a slightly shaking for 1 hour. Let me see, I think we need 100 pipettes. This one, you see, we put it on 50. It's also important that you can rely on your pipettes. So you have to measure them once in a while and see if it's a correct amount. Pipette up and down sometimes. You see, still the palette is there. For now. So after adding this enzyme cocktail, we pipetted it 10 times, and then we know also have to vortex. The enzyme have to work in actually body temperature, 37 degrees, and we will see if some of this will disappear. Yeah. 37 degrees, 350 shaking RPM, and 1 hour. Okay. Now we start this, and we can leave it. Yeah.
Number 11.
12.
12, sorry.
Yeah. Centrifuge the sample at this one, the room temperature for 15 minutes.
Step number 12.
Yeah. So you see it's balanced. Yeah. If you sometimes wonder if it's balanced or not, when you have very few samples, you can count the hole in between. So it should be equal with the holes here on this side as on this side. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, then we should start.
Break.
Yeah. We should then, because now it will be 300 microliter here. That's because we have 250 with the PBS and we have 50 with an enzyme. That leaves us with around 300 microliter. And this should now go over to a new tube because we're gonna have this for later.
Okay.
Because this is looked at as it's finished, you know, prepared. But now we should go for the rest that haven't been able to with the enzymes. So this is when the mechanical part comes in. Yeah. So then we have to. What I usually do is that I take tubes and I mark them with the S2, because the first one here was the S1 that you could go ahead for later usage, like the proteins. Because here, so it's S1, and here you will have the S2.
That S1 we have thrown.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we have done it because we don't need it.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just put S2. Okay. So this is actually further lysing of what hasn't been working with the other enzymes. So I have to find that kit. It's over here. Yeah, anyway. So usually they are very good marked, the kits. That to 300. So it's ready to pipette into these samples here. And after this, I'm going to take this up to 800 and put to the pellet. And then pipetting 10 times. And then we should have them into these vials with a little stone. This is a lysine matrix R. Because the next step will be to homogenize it. Yeah. So there. Actually doing the mechanical work. You will see it here. We need 2 of these. See here. So you see here, it's both actually sand and also a stone. Goes here. So you can imagine in a homogenizer how this will work on the on the palette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's having very tough time. Palette is going to have it ready.
Nicely. You see here the palette on the bottom. So this is what we're going to take out now.
If you hold them like this, then I can manage to get the nice.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a very nice view of Flöjen.
300 because it's 250 and plus 50 here. Yeah. And this here is 300. We use these tips. Take. Wait a second. Just wait a second. I can do. This is marked 1 and 2, not 2 and 2. Should be 1 here. 2 and 1. So it's 1 and 2. Okay.
So we don't toss that precipitate, right?
You can actually hold the pipette a little bit like this and stick it to the opposite wall. I will use a much smaller pipette and stick strictly, I mean, just in to this edge here. Okay. Next. On the opposite, let me have a little more light here. You see here, because this goes this way, and I take it the other way into the wall of the tube. See that? Yeah. I like to keep it on ice if you have ice. No problem. So what we're going to do now is to add this 800 microliters with this buffer into this pallet that's left here in the tubes.
So this buffer will lyse that pallet?
Yeah, this is to try to lyse what's actually left. Yeah. And you saw in the beginning it was something there that wouldn't loosen up. So, yeah. So I said probably this has to be done mechanically. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do now.
So is it that heat and enzyme that will rupture that?
Maybe we don't. It's not possible we get all of it. We don't know. But the thing is now, what we're going to do is we're going to pipette a little bit up and down. And I always pipette a little bit above it. You see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Because then you lose it from the bottom. Instead of have it in the pipette and maybe it stick there and you can't get it in or out. So it's better to keep a little distance to it. But I mean, this is my way of working. You will always find your way of working. Yeah. And also, of course, how you experience things. So I'm gonna, you see here? Stick to, yeah. So, because now I'm working on this, I want to take it directly over. So I don't have to change pipette tips one more time. Because they are also expensive when they are.
Getting that precipitate also?
I do that, but it will only stick to here. I do it at the end. So, this is now number 1. And this will be number 2.
Now to get it. See it? Then it's out of focus. So this is good. Okay. Number 15.
So, what I actually only do here is that I just put it also, like always, balanced, you know, in this. Set. This program. Yeah, finished. 40.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. Okay. That's another 10 minutes. Start.
Now the next step is?
Now the next step is we take out the supernatant from these vials over here, 650 microliters, and we added it to the other supernatant that's on ice, the S2, that we have previously taken out. Yeah. So then we will end up in a total volume of 950, because that's 300 on the other one, plus 650, that will add up to 950. Yeah.
So now we are adding S3.
Yeah, this is actually S3. So this is S2.
Or this is
S2. This is actually S3.
Okay.
But I just put 1 and 2 of them, because it will actually be the S3. And then we will have a volume of 950. So this is the next thing we do. And then we're going to have this one from our solution now, 950 microliters. And we're going to add matrix R, binding matrix R, to this, to our lysate. Yep.
You'd like to start
Okay. Yeah. And here is also a little bit tricky, because, as I told you, there is a lot of sand and stuff in here. Even if we have centrifuge it, so I like to keep this under light, so I can see to try to find a place. You see the sand here, all the way up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I try to keep it this way, so and pipe it on the upper side. But it's not easy. You see, I have probably sand on the tip, but I cannot do anything about it. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still, I try not to. I wonder if I got 650. Probably maybe this was just... It doesn't matter if you take more than 650. I've done that before. If you think you have more here. That's clean. You see that? Yeah. So I usually take it. And this will go away when you centrifuge. Because, as I said, there can be a lot of DNA there. But just be careful. You see, here is the worst side. Here. With the sand here. This is better, actually. It's not good, but it's better.
So you have put your pipette tip here?
Up here.
Yeah.
Up there, to the wall. Not down here where all the sand is. See here? You see it? Here it's cleaner than on the other side here. Yeah. So I'm going to put it up like this. Well, anyway, it's not.
I mean, like this, the capacity of this bottle is 2.5.
Oh, okay, this is probably 1.5, I think, it says here. Yeah, 1.5. Yeah. So I think it will be full, because I took this little extra, you know. Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Because that was so. That was fine. Yes, yes, that's right. So this so yeah, we have so this is from this is dying, but we are testing actually it's clean. I think that's so. For blood, because I didn't get that like that. That is
What I will do, I will actually take it in two. Dette kan jeg ikke filme, Helge. Dette kan jeg ikke filme selv. It was too much. So I have two as one. You see what I'm saying? It's in the rotator for 5 minutes. 30 RPM. So that's a different way, because now they don't want us to. They want us to mix it more carefully, because not pipetting and stuff. It's more like do it carefully so the DNA can bind to the matrix. Doesn't have anything to say that it's actually.
What is this missing? What is this missing card? What is this machine called?
What kind of?
Yeah. What is a rotator?
Yeah, rotator. Yeah. So now we have to see if we can get up RPM. 29, 30, 30, and
so we have to
5 minutes, and then we should stop.
catch
Okay?
release.
You don't have to do any balancing.
You can use it directly.
You see?
That's
You can,
important.
if you have even more, you can just have them, you know, one after another. You don't need to have the opposite. And you can see here how nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like this. It's more like carefully up and down.
The audience seasick.
So what you have to do is to take this DNA, feed it down.
Voila. So this was filter part.
Spin modules. So it's actually filter in tubes in here. So we're going to transfer 700 microliters around 3 times into this here and centrifuge. So we can have all this matrix with the DNA on top of the filter here. Is this better to see now?
Yes.
Solution suspension into a spin column filter. Here we have this one. And centrifuge for 14,000 RCF in 1 minute. And then just throw away the
If
supernatant.
you go through this, you have this written in English, but it's part of the.
Yeah, it's a quick protocol, and I use the same US transcripted, so I know this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So when I is this,
So maybe you could put S no S1 and S2 there. S1 and S2.
It seems like I can perhaps.
yeah. I believe I'm
And what I do also now, I pipe it a little bit up and down just to, so not all this matrix is on the bottom and will come at the end of the centrifuge procedure, because then it will be kind of hard to get through the filter. Okay, you can close it.
So how much you put?
700.
700. Yeah.
So they used
we
to
just do
strong
the
device
same here.
on stable DNA. This was prepared.
You see here?
This is DNA.
I mix it a little slightly, so not all of this matrix will come on the last centrifuge runs.
It's still in here.
Okay, there's that one as well. So now we take this to the same centrifuge for 1 minute, 14,000 RC.
We're taking this too, right?
But let's see how far it goes.
Yeah.
So this you will do 3 times now.
Yes. Exactly. 3 times. Okay. It goes fast.
So I have to zoom in as much as. Yeah, I think that's.
Or I'm thinking that taking this with the gloves, should you actually use something else? But you know, this is how we have been doing it. But I'm using, I remove it with my left hand. You see? So I do like this. This one with my left hand, and do like this. Because you are a little bit afraid of contamination, you know. So I always take my left hand. So now we can do the next run.
Now it repeats 2 times.
Yeah, yes. And from the homogenized section is kind of sticking into the filter, so you won't be able to centrifuge this totally through. So this, you see, there's something left here, and also here. We throw out some of this, but then we saw that it was something left above. And you see here is a lot above. So we just have to try to centrifuge it one more time. We have to do this till we, actually till it's done.
So actually I'm from the clinical background, so I don't know anything, so I just try.
Yes, that's okay. Nice. Are you sure when you add, have you used a pipette before? No. You have not. Because it's important that you know that it sticks good to, not like, you should not like, you know, smelling it, but it's just like, not smelling, but what you call it.
Yeah, I got it.
Smash it.
Smash it. But make sure it's fastened. So it's not like you are pipetting and nothing goes in. Yeah, should be a vacuum there. So just make sure it's.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So. But now you would have to do something important. Just take it up. Use your hand. Use your hand. Take up. Take this up from there.
Okay.
It's easier. And you you pipe it up and down. So you make sure you get everything from the bottom with you.
Okay. We are just.
Yeah. So carefully, and then you take it up now. Yeah. And just lean it into the wall in the filter. Yeah, just do that. Just lean it into. Don't stick it down.
Okay.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Wait. Okay.
Yeah.
And take the rest. I think there was something left, wasn't it? And just a little bit. Because if you have very little DNA, it's very important to get all rocks. You see that there is something on the bottom there. I can see that. Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, nice. Finish. finished. And they are kind of difficult because they are so big.
Okay.
Yeah. So close them. Yes.
So this one I can throw?
Yeah.
We can throw that. Should we go here?
Yeah.
This is S2. Okay. Now I just hold it like this here.
Yeah. Okay, were there any drops left?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this will be the last.
This is fine, right? If I keep it here, and this side is it, and then 1, 2. This one?
You should see. You should try. And what did I?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah. And
So then
yeah.
we have to close this one. Both are in outside.
Yeah.
We have set.
With it flip upwards.
Force.
There.
Then
Just carefully down with the lid. And just push here. Now I
2
said
minutes, yeah,
14.2. I don't know. Probably I've been, but it doesn't matter because yeah, just stop.
it's 2 minutes will do.
Yeah, I think I will do that this
Yeah?
time. Yeah.
Start.
Yes. Yes. Now we have reached number 21.
21.
Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add something called Savs M. That's a washing buffer.
Okay.
So we should have 500 microliter that's already prepared in the kit, and gently,
Reconstitute.
reconstitute the palette. So that's why we have to be very careful about that. So 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there. Can you see if you find it?
Yeah. What's the name? What buffer does?
It's called SEWS/M.
This is DES.
prøve samtidig som vi var inne på poliklinikk. Så det litt lettere. It's not easy to work with this because it's so compact, you know. And we have to be careful, as I said, so we don't make any hole in the filter.
We are pipetting back and forth here also.
Yeah, and also I'm trying to kind of, you know, stick pipette into the walls because it's up against the walls. It's not only in the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, so I try to rotate and, you know, try to steer it a little bit without touching the filter. Hopefully this is okay. You see, I didn't take all of it, but I took some. You see, still there is something up on the wall as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I could do a little bit more here. Yeah, but. So now it's washed.
Is it sterilized, this one?
Oh, yeah. No. But anyway, just always when you work with DNA, use gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it can be DNA from you there. Place it over here. Take this one.
Okay.
Close it and throw it away.
Okay, so that binding components we are throwing. That binders we are throwing, right?
Binders.
Yeah. The one which we have used.
The one that this one, yeah. This the washing.
Yeah.
Wash the matrix with the DNA. So when we are now supposed to elute out the DNA, it will be cleaner.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're going to see here now, replace the catch tube with a clean recovery tube and add 100 microliter dust water.
Yes.
But you know, what we should have done before we replace this one, actually, we should actually done this twice. So we should have thrown out, but let's do that. Because,
Again we can do.
yeah, we can do that. Because we can just close it again and we take new tubes for the last run afterwards for the elution of the DNA. So, because I knew there was something missing. So what we have to do is to because I said repeat 2 minutes. 2. What is going on here? This is S2.
So now that we require this one, right? Yes. Yeah. So this is the one.
Yeah,
This
just a moment.
is distilled water. Yeah.
Oops,
clean
no,
water.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Just hold. There I have it. Yes.
Yes. How much we need? 100.
100, yeah. And here we should incubate
For 5 minutes.
for 5 minutes. So can you put this machine now on 55 degrees
Yes.
and be sure that it should be 2 degrees above, because of when it's 37, it's actually should be 39. So put it on 57, you. Yeah. And you have put 5 minutes as well, that's nice.
Yeah.
But there shouldn't be any shaking.
Okay.
So we go down there. Okay. This looks nice. I think we'll make it 2. Okay?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not much left for a whole day work. Should I?
No. So, yeah, you
Okay.
just continue.
Okay.
It's just to have the
We do like this?
final part.
Yeah, final part. Put it in over here and continue tomorrow
So
with the experiment, huh?
we'll measure it tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're gonna do this PCR
From this only.
from these 2 samples. Yeah.
From other sample.
No, this one.
This one.
Yeah. Yes.